Hi, teacher.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Torre De Babel Podcast. My name is Rocky. I'm the general director.
And I'm Lauren, the academic director.
And this is a podcast that's based off of an English institute here in Cochabamba, Bolivia, where we are the owners of it. The purpose of this is to let the students here at Torre De Babel be able to get accustomed to hearing native people speak to each other, and at a speed that's a lot quicker than your traditional classroom voices and talk and stuff like that. So, welcome back to everybody, and if it's your first time, glad you're here. So, what do we got on the docket for today?
Today is sports and exercise.
Sports and exercise.
Sports and exercise.
So, what do you have? You played sports in high school, right?
Yeah, my whole life I played sports.
And in the U.S., what does it look like to play a sport in high school? Because here it's all like club-based.
Right. So in the U.S., the majority of I'm going to call them mainstream sports are...
What do you mean by that?
Are sponsored by the school. And so those mainstream sports are like soccer, American football, basketball. We had wrestling and softball, but not baseball. Volleyball, cross country, track. Like your mainstream sports. Some
you just
bigger
named
schools.
A lot of sports, but there's swimming, there's tennis.
Yeah, but
I'm saying, the school that I went to, weightlifting was a sport.
Yeah, but you went to a bigger school, and so what I was saying is I think the general majority are those mainstream sports. I would say the core ones are soccer, volleyball, American football, basketball.
I think you're doing those out of order
track.
though.
That's not number one for me. Soccer's always number one.
But it's American football
for sure.
Basketball. Soccer.
No, soccer is down low on the list.
Yeah, but
they have the running sport, track. Track is big.
I guess track is pretty big. But yeah, so what did that look like?
So those are school-sponsored sports. My school wasn't super huge. Mm-hmm. Central had tennis and swimming, and bigger schools the one you went to in Texas had those sponsored by the school. But so that means the school pays the coaches and stuff, and it's it's an extracurricular activity. But it's still through the school. So you get jerseys from the school and you have practice and it's all sanctioned by the school.
Okay.
And so you get specific permission. For example, hey, I have to miss class. I have a game on Friday. And it's they have to let you do that and they have to help you turn in your stuff around that and catch up in class because it's a school sponsored thing. So it's all very centralized with the school. And the whole school turns out and supports. I feel lots of people see American football or basketball and stuff on TV and in movies and stuff. And it's very much this is our team.
Yeah.
For our school. This is us,
Well, I'd venture to say that there's obviously parents want their best for their kids pretty much no matter where you are.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., I feel a lot of the times when you're thinking about, when parents are thinking about what schools to send them to, a lot of times they're how is the sports in that school?
Yeah, if they have an athletic kid, that's definitely a factor.
Well, they can't really how are you going to be able to be oh, how are the teachers in one school?
No.
You're never going to know. You
Right.
kind of just have to assume that it's fine.
Yeah. They have rankings, but I don't think anyone really I don't know how accurate they are.
But sports, you can tell very easily because everything is online. Hey, how many wins? How many losses? How big is the team? All of that. That's something that I think that everyone would be really surprised by is the fact that as high schoolers in a small town, we had rankings that were posted on the internet that had how tall we were, how fast we were, how heavy we were. Literally, all of our human statistics were just online, and we would consistently look up competitors' stats and be what's their fastest time. I'm talking about track mainly.
Yeah.
But I'm sure in cross country it's the same exact thing because
that's a time-based thing. But I remember when you get to varsity and higher level, that definitely happens. We could go online and search our competitors and be okay, this is Jody. She's this tall, she plays this position. Oh, let's go look at what clubs she played at in middle school and how did those clubs do? Who coached her? Where is she from? You can see height, weight, and a bunch of stuff. They never said the weight for the girls, which I think was polite.
That's nice.
That was really polite. But for the guys, I remember it was literally the movies. With basketball, they'd be number 7 at 6'2" and 220 pounds.
Did they do that? I only went to one basketball game.
My gosh, I managed basketball when I was a freshman.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a loser. So It was a great time. And so I was like taking their stats. Like I was taking stats of like,
really?
This person has an assist. Okay, that's that person traveled. And like they post that on the internet. My mile split statistics are still on the internet for anyone to find, and it haunts me.
Yeah.
Like you can see how slow I ran in middle school on the internet. It's not difficult.
Isn't that, but I think like that's just something that's super odd that shows how important sports are to schools there.
Yeah.
Because like you can't find my academics anywhere.
No, you can't find my transcripts, are you kidding?
No, well obviously those are a little bit more personal. But like, so did you ever like win an award or something like that in academics?
Yeah.
Like what?
I had a honor, like Dean's List, not Dean's List, that's for college, honor roll, which they post in the newspaper, and you can still find those, like honor roll.
But how, okay, so like honor roll, what else?
Besides that, I think it's just big awards like valedictorian and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that happens one time and then it's over.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that's like super interesting to compare with sports is like sports is over academics in the sense of every race you ran in high school, every official race you ran in high school, the time is there for it. They recorded those times. It's not like just your best time.
No, it's not your PR. It's every single one. That's why it's horrible that they're still out there.
But that would be like the equivalent of in academics.
Oh my gosh,
being
can you
like,
imagine?
oh, this person, placed. Oh, like it would be able
class ranking.
It would be able to like see a class ranking for somebody's entire career of high school
in like real time too, because they updated it.
I know it's insane, which shows you that like sports is somewhat more important and more managed than actual academics. One thing, because I bet it's 100% easier, because you usually, when it comes to like let's just talk about Montana sports, because then I want to get into Texas sports.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Montana sports, you usually have like a main coach and one or two helping coaches.
Yeah.
Right? There's a maximum of 3 coaches in Montana for whatever sport you're doing, right? If it's football, you might get into like the 5 coaches range, but that's because you need a defensive coach, an offensive coach, you need your general coach, you need your, it's just, there's a bunch of stuff that comes into that. You have your specific quarterback coach, your wide receiver coach.
Well, and normally in other sports, like when I managed basketball, you have like a varsity coach, and you might have like a boys coach and a girls coach. And you have like a varsity and JV. So sometimes you have more than that. But then obviously track is another thing because you have coaches for every different event.
So I think that I was going to say it's less complex than academics because you're just dealing with less people, but you're still dealing with a significant amount of people. And so keeping records for all of those is extensive.
Yeah, and all those people are getting paid by the school.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Bailey's a javelin coach right now.
Is she?
Or she will be in the spring. Did you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So sports is way bigger, and I want to hear you talk about Texas because that's a whole different thing. That's like Friday Night Lights seriousness. But I think one of the reasons is just because it's so much easier to get people excited about it. Like old people who lived in Laurel, who like graduated in the 70s from that high school, were still like, yeah, the football team won state, right? And it's like, we graduated like 3 years ago. I do not care. I
don't care.
Right?
But I don't think we're very sports oriented.
I like sports. It's just we're not that into our high school. Like we don't feel that connected to it,
Yeah.
Like to our people we knew in high school, yeah, but like to like our high school necessarily, not really. But and then also sports bring in a lot of money for schools.
It usually, so like Texas, football funded like 50% of the school.
Yeah.
And so Texas is a football state, number one. Like if you are young and you're in high school and you're like looking to be a football star, like you need to be in Texas. It's the place to be. And the reason is because of how many resources are allocated to football in Texas because of how much money it brings in. When I was there, I was a freshman, first year of, like, I guess technically secundaria, but it's really not. It's ninth grade.
Your first year of high school, so you were like 15.
I was like 15 or 14, yeah.
Yeah.
I was 15. Yeah, I was 15.
Yeah.
And they have summer practices, right? And the summer practices in Texas start at 6 a.m. and they get done at 10 a.m. because it's too hot past that point. At 10 a.m., you would usually hit around like 102 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so then you're done.
And I went to those practices because my dad really wanted me to, so I did. And I was throwing up every day.
It was so common. Everyone threw up.
Well, it's because it's the kids who are out of shape who like just didn't like. I just hadn't done a bunch of stuff recently, and so it was just gnarly. I was just throwing up every day. But then they kind of divvy you up, and they're like, all right, what do you want to do? And this is the chance for kids to like try different things, right? Because all these kids are trying to like, oh, like I might want to be a receiver, so let me try that. And me and my dad had just been throwing the ball, and I was like, these kids are faster than me, they're stronger than me, but I think that I have a better arm than a lot of them. And so I went over to the quarterback's coach, and it was two other kids, and this is in the JV, and they were big. They're big. And so yeah, we practiced. One dude, his name was Javi, he beat me out coming into it. He was better. He was their quarterback all through middle school, and then he was good.
He was the shoo-in.
He knew all the plays. He knew everything. But then Javi got into a fist fight in school, and I think like broke his nose and got like really in real bad trouble.
I never heard about this.
Yeah, he got into real bad trouble, and then so they were like, all right, Rocky, you're up. And I played a couple of like preseason games. I think I played 2 preseason games, and then ended up doing something different, which we don't have to get into this. Yeah, but you had something to say.
I was gonna say the kids throwing up makes me think of strength and conditioning. Speed and agility in the summer, because we would have 2-a-days for soccer. And I think this is something that would probably shock a lot of Bolivians, is that kids would like practice all summer.
Yeah.
For their sports that would start again in fall. And so for soccer, we had 2-a-days in the summer. Started in like early August, maybe late July. And so we'd have, like you said, a 6 to 8 a.m. practice, and then we'd have I think 4 to 6 p.m. practice, or maybe a 6 to 8, because the middle of the day was too hot.
Yeah.
But we would have a 6 to 8 a.m. practice. Sometimes if it was really hot, it'd even be 5 to 7. That was the worst. But there was that speed and agility thing for Ludwig. That was one of the football coaches. Yeah. And it was awful. It was the absolute worst. And some girls, I did it like once or twice. It was horrible. Would go from soccer to that to like work on their speed and be faster. I was never very fast. I was built for long distances, so we couldn't do that. Yeah. But people would throw up. Do you remember Donnie?
No.
The one with the really deep voice?
No.
Okay, well he threw up every day.
Oh no.
Every single day. He would like eat a full breakfast before going.
That's gross.
And then he'd throw it up every day.
That's disgusting.
It was awful.
I hate that.
That wasn't the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kids would like work all summer to be able to be ready for their sports in fall, which I feel like at least if it happens here, I don't hear about it.
Well, there's a lot of praise. There's a lot of praise when it comes to that. So Bolivian, a lot of the schools are club-based. A lot of the sports are club-based, right? It's an extracurricular activity that's outside of school. It's connected to a club usually. And so what usually happens is you go and, like, let's say you wanted to play volleyball. Like, there's a volleyball club that you would go and join, and you do the practices, and then you do the games and all that stuff. But word never really gets back to the school.
Right.
Whereas in the U.S., if you're a starter on the football team,
celebrity,
you are known, right? On Fridays before your games, you wear your jersey to school, right?
Or you had to wear like a suit and tie.
Or a suit and tie. So stupid.
Yeah.
But like, there's this aspect of famousness into sports. Is if you do good, you're gonna be so well known within the school, and people are gonna be like, wow, like that's the guy who is going to lead this team to victory, right? Yeah. Which is hilarious because, like, that's a 15-year-old.
Literally.
Right? But, like, adults, like, you'll go to the, like, you can go to the supermarket and, like, full-grown adults that you've never met would be like, hey, man, good luck at state.
Yeah.
Like, that happened to me, and I wasn't even great. Like, for track, that happened to me. And they were like, hey, man, good luck at state.
Right.
And I didn't know who it was. And I was like, I'm not even good. I cannot imagine being somebody like you know his name. We're not going to say his name on the podcast. But the star running back who was in our class.
Yeah.
One of my friends.
I don't know which running back is, but I know who you're talking about.
Unbelievable.
I don't know the football positions. I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, but like he was the football guy for a really, really long time, and he's playing football right now in college, and like he's doing great.
Yeah.
People would, I bet it's a daily occurrence of just like, hey man, good luck.
Yeah. Well, like, it's so funny because like when I managed basketball when I was a freshman, people were doing radio broadcasts of state, and they were like, oh, Katie Dawes has the ball, and it's like these kids are like 17, and the entire state is listening to their name, and like if you mess up, like that's so much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
So much pressure. And like when I would walk around with Bailey, who was a big sports, she was a huge athlete, right? And she ended up playing sports in college. People would walk, every time I would go around with her, people just said hello to her. Either they knew they knew her family, or they were like, hey, great job this weekend at the volleyball game or something, you know? It was big.
Yeah, that's like academics, I think, just take second place to sports in the U.S. just because there's a lot more risk and there's a lot more reward in sports, right? Like, you can train so hard and you can lose, and people would be, like, mad at you. Or you can, you know, train and win, and everyone knows who you are, and there's that really big sense of pride and sense of belonging to where you are and stuff like that. And so it's just freaking crazy. I want to get into a little bit of, because this is like sports and exercise, right? So we touched on sports. Sports is crazy, but not everybody is sports oriented.
Sure.
Like, I think I'm fine. Like, I'm not built for sports, but I do great, right?
You're good at sports.
Yeah, I do good at sports. I'm not the best.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I'm just good.
Sure.
Right? But there's other people who, like, I don't like sports at all.
Right. There are people who just aren't athletic. They just don't like it.
And I think it's funny because it's the same thing as here. Here, you have to take PE classes for the first 2 or 3 years of secundaria, and then from there you can choose to do different things. And the same thing is in the U.S., where like you have to take a certain amount of PE credits, right? Physical education credits.
Yeah.
But how hard do they push you in those mandatory classes?
Kind of hard.
Not kind of hard. It's brutal.
It came to mind like the pacer tests, like running the mile, like a speed ball.
It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal, because even if you're not, it's a ton of fun.
I loved it.
For somebody who can handle that.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't always fun.
No, there was kids who didn't like sports and were made to do these like just brutal tasks that if you didn't love it, it was horrible. I mean, like, let's think of an example.
I'm thinking about like, so it makes me think of when I was in middle school. I wasn't very coordinated, and I still played sports, but I didn't like PE.
Yeah.
And even like I liked playing soccer and things, and I was better with my feet. And they made us play baseball. And I remember being in middle school. This is embarrassing. And I couldn't hit the ball with the bat because I just wasn't coordinated. I still can't hit a ball with a bat. And I was like, I can't do it. And they were like, it's okay, you can just walk to base. And I started crying. So I was so embarrassed because sports were such a big deal.
Well, it's because you get to see the big discrepancies there. Like in academics, when you're taking your exams, the kids who are going to excel, sure, they're going to get 100% on that exam. And the kids who fail are going to get a 30% on that exam. But it's separate.
No one sees it. It's not public.
No, but when you fail in PE, when you get that 30%, everybody sees it, and there's no hiding it. It's like you are bad.
It's so clearly visible and so embarrassing, and
that person is good.
Yeah.
At this.
I remember it being so humiliating. Like the pacer test comes to mind. It's literally counting.
Yeah, we gotta explain all of that.
You explain what the pacer test is.
Well, there's 3 tests that they do. That is the fitness gram tests.
The fitness gram pacer test.
Yeah, well, that's the pacer test.
Right, that's one.
There's the fitness gram push-up test.
I remember push-ups.
The fitness gram pacer test and the fitness gram mile test.
We did sit-ups too.
I don't think.
I don't know if it was fitness gram.
No,
but we always did sit-ups and push-ups on the same day.
It might have been that.
Yeah, but running base. Let's go pacer.
Well, there's those 3 different things, and this was keyword here is was a government mandated test that they would put all public schools through For one specific reason. Are you ready for this? This is alleged, okay?
Alleged?
This is alleged. It's non-confirmed, but a lot of people believe that this is why, and it came out in the lawsuit that eventually got this whole program canceled.
This is crazy, because I always thought it was insane that, like, the federal government wants me to run the PACER test. Why do they care?
Well, here's the kicker. Number one, it was implemented because, like, this is true. It was implemented because they were trying to figure out how to make sure that everyone was doing good exercise, and they wanted to see, you know, how each school was performing exercise-wise to collect data to hopefully allocate resources better, right? But then this came out in the lawsuit that eventually got these tests banned in the United States. That only happened like 40 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago. Think about the last time you did it.
But in my, like, the last time I did it was probably my sophomore year?
It's been
But that's
banned.
because that was the last required year of PE. Because after that you can take, like, other classes, but they're optional.
Yeah, but I took PEs and stuff after that. It got banned in the U.S.
But explain why. Explain
Anyway,
why.
Sorry. So what it is, it's a bunch of these tests that are mandated by the federal government for all public schools to take, where the students of each school are subjected to 3 different tests. Running a mile, running a sprints, and then push-ups / sit-ups. I can't remember if it's both of them, but I know for sure it's push-ups, so I'm just going to say that. And then all of that data is recorded by the teachers and then sent to the federal government.
Yeah, because they want to be able to see, like, if schools have lower numbers, they are like, going to look into that and be like, okay, are you using the PE money we're giving you? Like, do you need new equipment? What's going on? Because it's government money that's going into these schools.
That's what it's supposed to be, right?
What happened?
What came out in the lawsuit was that the government was using this information to, because, like, you put, like, for example, it would be like Rocky Guerrero, and then it would put the email address of the student, because each student gets an email address.
Oh, your
and
school
then
student,
your school email address. Essentially,
to, like, prove that you're real.
Well, your contact information more than anything. It's your contact information, and then your numbers. They would give it to the military.
Are you kidding me?
And the military would contact you if your numbers were good, like above a threshold, as you were getting towards your sophomore, senior year, to see if you wanted to be recruited to the army in the military.
I got contacted by the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Did they contact you?
Of course.
You had really good numbers.
Yeah, but that's
crazy.
But that is a very big no-no. That's a horrible thing to do.
Is this proven?
No, but it came up within the thing. I think it kind of got glossed over because they just decided to settle.
Right.
Like, it didn't go to, like, the Supreme Court or anything like that.
I've never heard anything about any of this.
They just settled. That's why.
Oh, I thought kids still did the PACER test.
Nope, it's illegal. So what I'm trying to say with this is it's insane because these mandatory tests were given to all of the students at the same time. And so, like, the PACER test is you're on one end of a gym and you have to run 40 meters to the other side and 40 meters back is how far it is.
40 meters?
Yeah, it's 100 feet.
Our gym was smaller than that.
No. Anyway.
The middle school gym?
Yes, it's the same. They're all the same size.
Continue.
Okay, so you have to run from one point to another point before the sound system goes beep, right? And then so there would kind of be this ticking noise that came out. It would be like tick, 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 beep, tick, 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 tick.
I don't remember ticking.
Yes, so what would happen is you'd have to go from one side to the other side before the beep happened. And then the time would get shorter. And you have to run from the other side back to the other side. The time would get shorter and shorter and shorter. So what would end up happening is some people would get knocked out because they were in progress of running when the beep went off and they were forced to leave. So you'd have people, like, leaving, like, being essentially kicked out within, like, the first, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, because it would say the number, too. It would be like 15.
Yeah.
Beep. Right?
And so but then you'd have kids there for like 20 minutes just running back and forth.
And get big numbers and stuff.
And it's just it would be very rewarding for the kids who could do great, and I bet it could be very embarrassing for the people who could do poor. What did I say? What did I say?
You go, I bet it's really embarrassing if you're slow.
Well,
I would not know.
We're being honest.
I know you were fast.
Well, we're back to, it's the same guy, so we're going to say his name again.
Don't say his name.
Yeah, I'm going to say, you keep on saying all your friends' names.
Yeah, they're my friends.
Yeah, but Bo's my friend.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Bo's my cousin.
Weird.
Weird.
But Bo and I were in the same PE class. Last time I took it, I was in 8th grade. Because it got banned by the time
I feel like I did it in high school though. Maybe I didn't.
I wasn't really there for high school, remember?
I guess, yeah, you weren't there in freshman, sophomore.
Yeah. So last time I did it, I was an 8th grader, and me and Bo were the last two, and we were pushing hard.
Yeah.
It was like 10 seconds to get across the other side. It was insane.
You guys are always really competitive.
Yeah.
Between the two of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of just another show of just how freaking dramatic sports and exercise is there. Here, I mean, I don't know a ton about what the kind of exercise management, like how that really goes, but I know it's a lot less intense, right? Because I went to school here. I went to elementary, middle, and high school here. It's just primaria and secundaria. I did both of those here in Bolivia, and it was never, ever that dramatic. Obviously, you still have, things that kind of separate.
You're pretty proud of Red Team, though.
But that's a extra, like, that doesn't happen everywhere. That's that was just here. Obviously, there's always competitive things, but I feel like in the U.S. it's just so dramatized, which is really good for those who it's really good for.
Yeah.
It's really bad for everybody else.
Yeah, because like I remember, there's always the cliche of like people who would walk the mile. Or like we'd be playing a game and some kids just really didn't like PE, and so they often gave kids the option to like walk laps instead of playing games. So we'd play like speedball or something and kids would just walk around. But like
that did not happen in Texas.
I bet not. But those kids were kind of like isolated from like the general population. Because if you think about like classic like 80s movies, like high school movies, the like star people are always like the athletes.
Yeah.
And it's very cliquey, and then it's kind of isolated from the people who aren't as athletic or who don't like sports.
This is bad, and I don't agree with this, but I feel like a lot of times high school gets separated into 3 groups.
Okay.
You have the athletes, you have the academic people, the intelligent people, and then you have everybody else. But some people might even be like, oh, those are the weird kids.
Some people
they're not good at education, and they're not good at sports, so they're just like here.
But there are a lot of subgroups if you think about it too.
Like what?
Like, there are band kids. There are, like, theater kids.
But where do those kids lie into in the...
They're the third category.
Exactly.
But I'm saying they still belong to something. But for the record, I was good at sports and school. And you know that.
Yeah.
I was fine at sports.
Yeah.
It was alright. We're running out of time.
Are we?
Lauren's learning segment.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
That's okay. It's time to learn. So, I've been saving up some sports metaphors for this episode specifically. Will you hold that, please? So, I need to see it though. The first one we have is curveball.
I was like, are we talking about baseball? But no, because it comes into real life. I didn't even realize that I used it.
It comes into real life. So, what's a curveball? Explain it in baseball terms, and I'll explain it in real life.
Curveball in baseball terms is where you grip the ball with 3 fingers, specifically in a wide grip, so that as you throw it, it generates, are you ready for this? The Magnus effect, causing it to curve in the air, making it harder to hit.
I did not know you know how to throw a curveball.
Oh, you don't actually twist your wrist. You just throw it like this.
The ball curves, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, so you're looking at it and it like, and so it's difficult. And so in real life, when something is difficult or unexpected, say like, whoa, that's a curveball.
Yeah.
Right? Give us an example sentence. Think of something good with curveball while I write the next one.
I feel like I use it in stories a lot. Where like if I'm telling a story where everything's going great and then out of nowhere something goes bad, where I'm like, oh yeah, I met this guy to, off Facebook Marketplace because I was going to buy an iPhone or whatever. And curveball, it was somebody that I knew from high school. Like, oh, unexpected. It's somebody that I knew.
Yeah, it's just something that you're not expecting.
Yeah.
This next one is also related to baseball. This one is touch base.
Oh, touch base.
And this is funny because we actually use this a lot in like corporate jargon.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, let's circle back. Let's touch base.
Yeah. It actually doesn't make a ton of sense because like curveball makes a ton of sense, but touch base. In baseball, you have bases that act as your safe spaces. So you kind of run back there, you make contact with this little square, and you're safe, right? But in real life, how do we use this?
In real life, it means to like check in, kind of. To like, what I think about it with baseball is like when someone's trying to steal a base, right? When they kind of sneak to the next one, then they run back and touch their home base. Not their home base. There's like safe spot, the one they were on before,
I think it's kind of just like make contact is how we kind of use it. I want to touch base with you. I want to make contact with you.
And it's normally just like, let's be on the same page about this. Let's be clear.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. This next one is a basketball term, and it is ball in your court. Now, Rocky, what does this mean?
Well, to be fair, this one doesn't make a ton of sense because there's only one court in basketball.
Yeah.
But you have your side and you have the opponent's side. When the ball is in your court and you have possession of it, everybody kind of runs to the other side, and it's usually just you and a defender, maybe one other teammate. And so when the ball is in your court, you have the opportunity to start planning, looking at the defense, and seeing what you can do to be able to trick the defense and get a point. So like it's your chance to analyze and act.
Yeah, so ball in your court means essentially you have the control and it's your responsibility.
Yep.
We could say, for example, like, I turned in the job application, right? Now the ball is in their court to accept me or to contact me or whatever.
Yeah, it's up to them.
I think it's referring to basketball. There's a lot of sports with court, but that's what I think about.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, this next one is very general and pretty simple, pretty straightforward and easy to remember. Game plan. This can refer to, I think, pretty much any sport.
Yeah.
Probably American football comes to mind, but a game plan is just your strategy.
I feel like game plan actually in my head refers more to a soccer base, because in football you can't plan for the entire game. You plan plays. You take it quarter by quarter. Is okay. This quarter this is our goal. Next quarter this is our goal. Okay, now we're in our half. Next half this is our goal. Baseball, you kind of just have to go by innings. There is a game plan with that, you know.
Baseball doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, start slow and then taper off.
Hit the ball and then hit the ball and then run.
Yeah, but game plan is just your plan for the entire game.
Yeah, it makes me think of the movie with The Rock. The Game Plan.
I've never actually seen that one.
It's so good. You should watch it. But yeah, it's just your strategy. It's just your plan.
Yeah.
For something specific, we could say like, what's the game plan for today's podcast?
Yeah.
Right? Another one I have is, this one is pretty flexible, and it's a phrase, actually. So, I wrote down, give it a shot. We can also say, like, take a shot. And this is a basketball reference, right? When you try to hit the ball, when you try to get it into hit the ball, I tried to avoid using the word shoot because we're talking about shot. So I'm trying to make it. When you throw the ball and you want it to land in the basket, you take a shot, or you give it
in the basket.
Shut up. I'm trying to explain it in a way that makes more sense to avoid using the sports terms. You want the ball to go into the basket. When you do that action, leave me alone.
I'm just joking.
When you do that action, you take a shot. That's called a shot, right? And so in real life, give it a shot or take a shot means try, right? Essentially, like, dale, do it, right?
Yeah. Same thing in soccer and in basketball. When it comes to like take a shot, it's funny enough they actually call it a try.
Yeah.
Right? So like, oh, he gave it a try, right? Like, oh, what a great try.
Yeah.
Right? And so the intento, the actual try is the shot itself at trying to score. And so a lot of times that gets used in real life where it's like, yeah, give me your best shot. Like, well, guess, try your best. Do what you can.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's like, oh, with a task, right? If I'm like, listen, I can't carry this bag of potatoes up these stairs. I can't do it. And then somebody might be like, give it your best shot. Right?
Give it a shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is another one. This is baseball related. Right off the bat. Ooh. I really like this one because I use this with my students a lot. I don't know if they know what it means, but I say it to my students a lot. I go, we listen to an audio or we read an article, and I say, okay, right off the bat, what do you think? So what does this mean?
In baseball, when the pitcher throws, everyone's kind of in a standstill because they're not really knowing what's going to happen, right? Is it going to be a ball? Is it going to be an out? Is it going to be a strike? Is it going to be an out?
High, low.
Is it going to be a pop fly? Like, what is going to happen? And so everyone's kind of waiting. And then as soon as the ball hits that bat, or I guess the bat hits that ball, everybody starts moving. Like, it's a game of like, ooh, everyone's moving. And so right off the bat is like right from the start, essentially. How would you describe it in real life terms?
I would say, like, so in the example I said, using it like we read an article or we listen to an audio, I say, okay, right off the bat, as in like instantly, immediately, like without thinking too much about it. It's just like bam.
Yep.
Or I could say like this morning I woke up and right off the bat I had a headache.
Yeah. So
right,
it's,
like
it's,
instantly, it's starting.
Yeah, right at the start, immediately, without thinking, reactively, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. That one's fun.
All right.
Okay, a couple more. Because I wrote a bunch for these ones because I think they're fun. Okay, I know we don't have a ton of time, but I'll give us another one. This one is pretty simple, and it's kickoff. So,
Do we use this in real life?
for example, let's kick off this meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a kickoff is a noun or verb that we use in soccer and football, right?
Do they use that in soccer?
Yeah. You kick the ball. It's a kickoff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
always think of football.
It's because you played football.
Yeah, but
But in soccer, like that's the kickoff, right? Football, we use it in soccer too.
Yeah, but I feel like in football it's more common. The kickoff is the start of the game.
Yeah, you kick it and it starts, right? So we can use this as a verb and say like, I'd like to kick off this meeting.
Which is just start.
It's just start, right?
Yeah.
It's just begin. Okay, that's really all with that one.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Yeah, super easy. Okay, I have two more. This one is level playing field. Rocky, what does this mean?
That's so funny.
What?
You know what this makes me think of?
What?
In New Girl, when Winston is playing basketball in Latvia.
Oh my gosh, it's on a hill.
And the court is on a hill. And so that would be an example of a very non-level playing field.
Yes.
Because he's like, you
It's
want the
so
you
funny.
want the uphill basket.
Yeah.
Because if you were going downhill, it's
But
just not
no,
gonna work.
he said the opposite. He was like, you want to know a secret? He was like, uphill basket better.
Yeah. That's
Because they
that's
would, because when, yeah, they
Anyway.
would roll.
So level playing field just means that the stakes are even. No one has an advantage off the other person. It literally means like wherever you're playing is flat. Because like imagine you're playing soccer and there's a little bit of an angle. Then whoever's at the higher point is gonna have a better time because it's easier to run. It's
Right.
easier to pass the ball.
Gravity is going to take the ball
Yeah.
in their favor.
Yeah. And how do we use this IRL?
IRL. We use it a lot talking about things being fair, right? I feel like we hear it in reference to like men and women. A lot we hear it like we want this workplace to be a level playing field, right? Like everyone has equal opportunities.
Yeah.
Everyone has an equal chance in something, right?
I agree with that. It's usually used in a fair context.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you know. Or you might actually hear somebody say, let's level the playing field.
That's great. Use level as the verb.
Yeah, level the playing field means like, oh, we're gonna help somebody out to make it more even. So like, let's say that if Lauren and myself were gonna have a foot race, I might level the playing field by giving her a 2-second head start.
And then still beat me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this last one is boxing related. Roll with the punches. Rocky, with your name, explain what this means.
Rolling with the punches can have two contexts, portions to it. One is if you're already getting hit, then you gotta roll with the punches. If you just start swinging wildly once you get hit, it's not gonna work out very well with you. You have to find the rhythm of the fact that the dude's hitting you in the face, and then, okay, figure it out, roll with it,
Right.
and then hit him. And then the second context, which is a little bit more common, is when you are trying to evade a punch or you're trying to not get hit, it's called a roll, right? Because that's what they teach. Mike
Roll.
Tyson is
It's incredible.
I think he mastered the roll, and it just makes it very, very hard. You must, with his punches, roll with it. That's why you see boxers doing that exercise all the time.
Yeah.
That's called rolling with the punches. How do we use this in real life?
So we can use, like you said, there are two different contexts. So roll with the punches in real life, I feel like normally means like
You're getting hit.
kind of like take it on the cheek,
Yep.
right? Like something bad is happening, you're just like, you're not necessarily fighting back. Like let's say, I don't know, like I'm having a bad day, right? I woke up and I don't know, I lost my wallet or something bad happened and it just keeps happening. Someone could say like, you got to roll with the punches. For example, if I'm like dwelling on it and I'm like, today's so bad, right? Like you just got to roll with it.
Yep.
You got to take it as it comes. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the biggest context we see it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we have for our sports metaphors. There were a lot on this one. They were pretty good. I liked them.
But we use these a lot.
We do. That's why they're so common.
Yeah.
Especially in like workplaces, we see a bunch of them. It makes me think of in the office. when Jan is explaining to the girls, she's like, these are some sports metaphors. A touchdown is good.
Yeah.
Right? It was funny.
What does it mean when Michael says that he got to first base with me? We're not explaining that one.
No. Okay. Hi, teacher. I have a question. I don't know the simple present and present continuous.
Ooh, the simple present and the present continuous. Obviously, we don't have time to explain it all. But what are some tips, maybe some tricks that'll just help them distinguish the simple present from the present continuous?
So there are two main things that we tell our students with the simple present and the present continuous. Simple present are routines, permanent things, things that kind of stay the same, right? For example, I eat breakfast every day, or I am a teacher, right? These things that are permanent, right? The sky is blue. Truths, permanent things, and routines.
Yep.
When we use our present continuous, it's something that's happening right now. For example, I'm talking, right? Or something that can be happening in the background. I could say, I'm reading a great book right now.
So something temporary, something in progress, or something in the background.
Yes, but that background thing still has to be ongoing. And it's kind of a longer, like an ongoing process, right? For example, I could say, I'm eating right now.
Yeah.
Right? We also have specific uses of the present continuous where it's used to mean the future. Right? I could say, this weekend, I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
As in plans and things like that.
Yeah.
The most important thing I would say to remember with the present continuous is to not forget the verb to be. Lots of students try to say, I eating, right?
Yeah,
but it's just like Spanish. We can't say, yo comiendo, right? We have to say, estoy. So we need that to be.
Yep. The verb to be, and then your verb with ing.
That gerund on the end of it.
A lot of times, what'd you call it?
It's a gerund, gerundio.
I did not know that. But ing is usually what I look out for. Ing is my little bing alarm to go, oh shoot, this might be continuous, and then taking a better look at it, ensuring that it's continuous, because rules change all the time.
Yeah.
I can't just say every time there's an ing, it's continuous.
No, because sometimes that serves as a subject. We get into more complicated stuff with that way later on.
But it's a good little detector to be like, oh shoot, this might be continuous. And if it is, look for that verb to be, because that's going to be another telltale sign, and then put them together within the context. Be like, okay, is this something that's in progress? Is this something that's continuously happening in the background? Is this something that is only happening right now for a limited time?
Another important thing to remember is that with our present simple, we use the auxiliary. We use do and does, and doesn't and don't, whereas in our present continuous, we use the verb to be with not, right?
Yeah, aren't.
Yeah,
is,
for example, like,
isn't.
I don't read, or I'm not reading.
Am not, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to, like...
You went through it word by word. Okay, that's pretty much all the time we have for
Absolutely.
today. This is a good sports episode. I really enjoyed it. Hope you guys like the Christmas setup. It's December now, so Merry Christmas.
My goodness.
Yeah, we have 2 more episodes until break.
Yeah, I think so.
2 more episodes until break. So that's all we have today for you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and immerse yourself.